Hello, my name is Candida Stanley, and this is my Psych 525 project. My question is, how can adolescents increase character development? My introduction. Adolescents make up 20% of the population. They face risks like drug use, crime, and school dropout, but also experience crucial growth towards independence. Building character is a key in helping them develop autonomy and become productive members of society. So basically, this project is going to talk to you about how can adolescents build their character development, different tips, different things, different ways that they can use to actually build it to help them become more independent, to help them become more self-sustaining, more self-confident. So let's go. Character development is defined as psychology often focuses on building positive traits like empathy, resilience, traits, honesty, integrity, which contribute to a person's overall well-being and ability to function in society. That is the definition of character development. Autonomy is described as a key phase where they develop identity, decision making, and mental health. During this time, peer influence becomes more prevalent and family influence dissipates, marking the shift from childhood into adulthood. There are different ways to build character. So some of the ones we're going to discuss today are physical activity, family involvement, role models, peers, and how you can build it yourself. Physical activity. I love physical activity because what it does, it teaches adolescents how to work together, how to build social skills. It also teaches them how to get along with people that they would normally interact with on a daily basis. Physical activity also helps them learn how to cooperate together as a group. It also helps them learn I think I said self-confidence and help build a better self-image of themselves. Physical sports like football, basketball, baseball, track, cheering, anything that would get their body moving will also help them to develop a better self-image of themselves. Adolescents experience higher self-esteem, better self-concept, stronger confidence, and a more positive view of their physical appearance through physical activity. So this is one way that they can build their character is through physical activity. Another way is family involvement. Now, a lot of people are like, what does family have to do with them building their growth and development? Well, the family is the very first community you learn how to live in. So while supporting autonomy, parents consider the child's viewpoint, needs, genuinely engage with their feelings and thoughts, and it also gives them options whenever they're possible. But they also explain to them why they can't do certain things, why you can't hit your sister, why you can't steal, why you can't run red lights. So the family is the very first community that's going to take its time and teach the children in the very beginning what to do so that when they do become adolescents, they already know those rules of society. So parents should not be harsh with punishments, but also should embrace their change and their development. Role models is another way that adolescents can learn how to be better people in society. Role models, whether friends, family, or public figures, inspire positive behaviors and health in the youth. Seeing someone doing something that you can only dream of doing will increase how you see life and let you know that your dreams are attainable. So that's why role models are so important. Children need to be able to see people doing what they want to do in the future. So it's sort of a glimpse into the future for them. For me to look and see, as I wanted to be a teacher growing up, for me to look at my teacher on the daily basis, a lady who looks like me, a lady who acts like me, smiles like me, talks like me, gives me the opportunity to say to myself, I can do it if I study hard, if I do my work, if I sit down and close my mouth. So one of the ways that they can help learn to build their character development is by seeing people do what they want to do, whether it's in the future or whether it's right now in the present. Seeing that gives them that glimpse and also helps them to learn how to have some self-discipline in doing what they want to do in the future just by seeing someone else do it who looks like them. Mentors guide them through challenges, fostering better education, attitudes, and behavior. Youth with mentors are less likely to be involved in risky behaviors because they don't want to let their role models down. They don't want their family and their friends to see them out there acting crazy. So they have a tendency to do better in school, to do better with all their hobbies and things like that. Peers is another way. So with peers, we talk about, a lot of people like, don't do what your friends do. But if you have a friend who is doing well in school, someone who's being respectful and being polite, then you have a greater chance of picking up those good habits as well. So when you're talking about peers, you can talk about peer mentoring, where you have, two 15-year-olds sitting there working on their schoolwork together, and one may be good in math, another one may be good in English. Those two together can mentor and tutor one another, and it will also help both of them build confidence and have a better self-concept and a higher self-esteem for themselves. But it's also teaching them, again, those social skills. So when you talk about peers, you're talking about people who are around the same age group, but who are building each other up instead of tearing each other down. So those are positive peers. So we want to talk about peer mentoring, talk about youth groups at church, youth groups in the community, where these young people get together and they discuss things and they talk about things. They talk about things, how to help the community be better, how to help the church be better. So when you're talking about those youth groups, that's what we're referring to. School clubs, science club, chess clubs. This is when you're with peers who have something in common with you. Someone that you can, like I said earlier, learn from, but also someone that you can share something with that you like. Everyone don't like chess. I don't even know how to play chess. However, being around someone who has a passion for it may encourage me to play chess, or it may encourage me to want to learn more about it. So it's important for adolescents to interact with one another to build their character, because some adolescents don't come from healthy homes or don't come from these great backgrounds. So they have to learn how they can and where they can, whether it's in school, whether it's at church, whether it's with their friends. It does not matter. They all have an opportunity to grow and learn and thrive together, whether it's with peer mentoring, youth groups, school clubs, or tutoring. And lastly, you can learn from yourself. Adolescents who learn how to do things themselves are more independent. They're more confident, and they should learn how. It also helps them learn how to get along with others by no one ever telling them, go make friends, go do this. It's something that they can do on their own and feel confident in doing it on their own. But it also states in different studies that socially disadvantaged students have a hard time reaching that independence if they never get out and do things for themselves, if they never get to experience clubs and tutoring and youth groups and all these things I talked about earlier. If they never get to experience that, then they become what we call socially awkward. May not be a psychological term, but it works. So they become socially awkward, and they don't know how to get along with other people. They don't know how to do things for themselves. They're always looking to their parents for guidance. And so once they become 18 and they hit that adulthood, they're not independent. They haven't reached that autonomy. They're still heavily relying on their parents to talk for them, to fill out paperwork for them, to call and make doctor's appointments for them. They don't have that independence, and everyone needs to be able to do things for themselves. I heard one time one of my teachers say, the more you can do for yourself, when you teach children to do things for themselves, the better off they'll be. And I didn't understand that until basically right now, because I've learned that the more we've taught our children to be independent, the more confident they become. And so now they're leaders and not followers in this society. The conclusion is adolescents can build character in many ways. As discussed in this presentation, some are physical activities, family involvement, role models, and peers. Some adolescents learn from themselves, their experiences, their families. However, the presentation emphasized the importance of a supportive environment, providing guidance and independence to encourage healthy adolescent growth. For adolescents to increase character development, they absolutely must, it is imperative that they have support from their family, their friends, their mentors, their community. We have to get behind these young people and we have to push them. Adolescence is one of those ages where they're already confused, lost, don't really know what's going on, and they're just basically wandering around aimlessly. It is up to us to push them and to help them have good character development because they cannot do it alone. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.